yung meetup?
No. Ramon. Guys, guys, di ko marinig sa inyo ba? Alright guys, we have another speaker. Yeah. So, right, so next up we have Ramon. What are you going to talk about? Alright, it's LiquidStream. It's
Something on top of Liquid.
yes, on top of Liquid, it's a templating system.
So, this probably won't be really useful to all of you right now, but Liquid is usually the default choice when you have user input that you want them to be able to control at least some aspect of the site. Let's say the header or maybe the page body. They can type HTML and access certain objects that you make available to them. Now there's code here, and if you're not familiar with Liquid, it might be a little confusing. But just what I'm going to talk about is a constraint I found with Liquid and something that's super alpha now that Marc paired with me worked on. We paired over teammate, which he will show later, remote pairing. And if you guys have use for it, that'll be great. You can make a pull request or something and make the code more readable.
Yeah, it just works. The interface works well.
Yeah,
Factoring is
yes. It's actually
So kayo gumawa ng LiquidStream?
yes.
Ano ba plus, guys?
I just contributed.
So, okay, that's the Liquid part where you talked about this. And this is a typical, super small Liquid drop. So let's say you have an image and you want users to be able to access that image and let's say print out the URL. It looks something like this. I'm going to skip this part. Okay, this is actually rendering the template. But my problem was that I wanted to be able to change. So for example, image dot resize to 200 by 200 dot make grayscale dot URL. There didn't seem to be any way to do that with Liquid, and so we had to make a workaround where you actually put together multiple drops that just end up calling each other. Now, if you do that with plain Liquid, it doesn't look nice. So we made this, and one more thing, it mimics accepting of arguments. So that's where you can pass like 200 by 200 pixels. So this is a sample stream class. This LiquidStream here is just a drop with extra methods. I hope you can read it. I see some of you squinting. But never mind this. An example is this here. So this chains. Yeah, you can come in one by one. Yeah, so it's super alpha, and there's a lot of like meta programming that I can really only do well when I'm well rested, and I have a pair. So if you find it useful, please test it out and then fix any bugs out. There we have hack nights on Thursdays, except the third Thursday of the month where we have frog meetups.
It's useful, I guess, if you have like an app like Shopify, where you want your user to be able to edit the HTML, but not really give them access to your objects.
To Ruby, yeah.
Like your active record,
Yeah.
whatever. So,
Yeah.
so LiquidStream just gives you a little bit more flexibility.
So you guys created this gem? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you using it in a project right now?
No, not yet. I still have to migrate that project to use it.
Can you?
So I did it manually before, where a drop just calls another drop that calls another drop, and it's so hard to work with and it's hard to refactor. So I figured that this might be.
So what are you guys building?
Oh well, this is just like I will use this for just this CMS part where you could pick an image. Let's say the user clicks insert image, and then they type the size 200 by 200, and then they click insert. It'll appear there. Let's say images, image ID dot resize to 200 by 200 dot URL, and then once that's rendered, well, the user will get back the full URL of the resized image.
So you're using something like Dragonfly to resize it on
Yeah.
the fly?
Yeah. Yeah. So that goes directly into Dragonfly, and then
Could you, that means we would have Dragonfly installed elsewhere, right? We can use anything. And,
Yeah. Yeah. Questions? Thank you.
Well, not. You could proceed this. It is like a related, like the pairing.
Oh,
Because I haven't really. Until 30 minutes ago, I wasn't planning on doing a talk. So really, there's no. I don't know how it will go, but yeah. So how we finish LiquidStream basically is just during a one of those Thursday hack nights where we, instead of going to a particular place, we just forget about it. Just have a Google Hangout and try to pair online. So we used a particular tool called Teaming. So you can do it with Tmux and SSH.
So Tmux is.
So Tmux is like a command line tool for like having multiple screens in the terminal. So that's basically Tmux and SSH if you use GitHub. So that's it. Teammate basically is just almost like Tmux and SSH, but I guess it's easier to set up because you just type team. You could
Beyond
because
the very constants.
you probably won't take even a minute, less than a minute.
You guys can see that.
So
So this connects to. Actually, I heard about this from Suman. Maybe a lot of you haven't met him, but he visited here. This connects to a server in San Francisco, I guess. And I can paste this thing I just highlighted to Marc.
I just ping me on Skype or Google Plus or whatever. So
And he pastes
oh
that.
wait, I am still not connected to the internet.
Well, you need that, yes. So I guess the nice thing here is that
Can you send it?
you're just like, it's not a real screen share. You don't see the browser and stuff. So it's fast. You're just sending text.
We did try sending it again.
Send it again. Skype.
So copy paste this. Basically, it's SSHs into a server that connects us both. So yeah, that's it.
So when we pair, we have like a Google Hangout session open, and what he types will appear here. Just don't delete anything, please.
Sudo.
Well, he doesn't know my sudo password.
Git push origin master.
Yeah.
Master.
But now I guess for some of you it'll be the downside, some it'll be an upside, is that, well, you just use Vim. I guess the downside is you have to learn it if you don't know it. There are other alternatives that...
There are alternatives. There's one that I've found recently called MadEye.io. Basically, it uses Ace Editor. So it's like, if you've seen Google Docs, it's pretty much it. You have a file system, you have I can show. And haven't really used it in a while over that. Okay, well, it's pretty much in their main. Wait, let me test this. Anyways, I'll just drag it over. Nice. Drag it over. There. It's called MadEye. So yeah, the page pretty much summarizes what it does. So we have a typical text editor, the file, the folders here and the editor here. Pretty much sure Google Docs and steroids. So and you also have an option to integrate it with the Google Hangouts.
So does this work? You have to run a server on your computer and that reads the files and like
Sends it, I guess, to Google Hangouts.
something like that.
Yeah. Basically, it's a Google Hangout app. It can be a good Hangout app.
This would probably even feel faster than Tmux because you're editing HTML and it sends the events like asynchronously.
Yeah, I've tried it, but not in a long. I only tried it like a minute or 5 minutes just to test if it works. But I've really used it in an 8-hour kind of one. I've tried it for an hour.
Does it support Vim?
There are Vim key bindings for Ace Editor. Just use
So
it.
basically, Ace Editor, whatever's available.
It's not the same. But it's not the same. Yeah.
So, and another thing I also found out recently, I guess, probably would be useful to some of you, is that since we were pairing, I found out about this Twitter hashtag called pair with me. So basically, random people trying to find pairs elsewhere, and you want to hack on something, or you want help, whatever, just tweet it. Pair with me. Like, so, started by Ignacio. Yeah, I think it started. That's
So join our Thursday hack nights.
yeah. Another thing is, since we started Thursday hack night in a remote kind of way, we figured maybe this could be a regular thing. Like there will be like a Google Hangout for everyone to discuss what they want to work on. What they want to work on that. Pretty much anything. It's not really limited to grouping. As long as you have someone else who could pair with.
If you have a question, can you pair with multiple people, or is it just
For MadEye, well, probably because you could hang out with more than one people. But teammate also.
Yeah, you can. I don't know how easy or hard that would be though. I mean, like coordinate, like who's gonna time now? I'm gonna know. Okay.
That would be confusing though. For Tmux, there's no cursor for. Oh wait, there's a Vim plugin, right? Vim.
I haven't tried, so I
Yeah.
can't.
So there's this plugin called Vim where it's like Vim, but you have for each person you have a cursor. So, but the last time Ramon tried to install it,
I couldn't.
He couldn't basically. So you haven't tried it, so If anyone wants to try something like that? No? Anyone, has anyone tried pair programming, remote pair programming? Alright. That's it.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you.